If you're a fan of old-school driving thrills, the Honda Civic Type R might be your last chance to experience a front-wheel drive manual gearbox hot hatch in its purest form. For 25 years, Honda has stuck to this formula, while others have shifted to all-wheel drive and automatic gearboxes. The Civic Type R stands out because it can be your everyday car. Yet when you want some fun, it delivers a driving experience that rivals many high-end sports cars. Next up is the Porsche Cayman GT4, a car that became legendary when it first hit the scene in 2015. Porsche finally let the Cayman shine, unshackling it from the 911's shadow. The GT4 wasn't just about speed, it was about pure driving joy. With a manual gearbox, motorsport-inspired details, and less than 400 horsepower, it felt like a race car for the road. While the latest version may have lost some of its raw edge, it's still an incredible car to drive and surprisingly easy to live with. And then there's the Porsche 911 GT3, the gold standard for sports cars since its debut in 1999. Every GT3 generation has masterfully blended track-ready performance with everyday usability. This time, though, the GT3 faces stiff competition, not just from rivals, but from within Porsche's own lineup, with the Turbo S and the all-electric Taycan making waves. Yet despite these challenges, the 911 GT3 stays true to its motorsport roots, delivering a driving experience that's as thrilling as ever. In this video, we will get into what makes these legendary cars so special. We'll explore the pure driving thrills of the Honda Civic Type R, the Porsche Cayman GT4's balance of joy and performance, and how the Porsche 911 GT3 continues to set the standard in the world of sports cars. Watch till the end. Let's step inside these machines to see how the interior design complements the thrilling experience these cars promise. When you enter the cabin, it's clear that these cars are designed for drivers who demand more than just speed. They demand an environment that enhances every aspect of the drive. Starting with the Civic Type R, you'll find an interior that's all about precision and feel. The seats hug you perfectly. The Alcantara steering wheel feels like an extension of your hands, and the metal gear lever and pedals are just begging to be used. It's not just about aesthetics. Everything is placed to keep you connected with the car, whether you're cruising or pushing it to the limit. Similarly, in the Porsche Cayman GT4, the focus is on balance and driving pleasure. Those optional bucket seats might be a bit of a squeeze, but once you're in, they're as supportive as they come. The cabin is classic Porsche, simple, purposeful, and designed with the driver in mind. Everything is positioned perfectly, from the steering wheel to the big central rev counter, ensuring that you're always in command. And then there's the Porsche 911 GT3, where the interior design speaks directly to the car's racing heritage. The GT3's cabin is all about putting you in the zone, with controls that feel instinctive and a layout that's both functional and focused. Even though it's a track-oriented machine, Porsche hasn't sacrificed practicality. There's enough storage and comfort to make this a car you'll want to drive every day, not just on special occasions. In each of these cars, the interior isn't just a place to sit. It's a space that elevates the entire driving experience, making sure that every moment behind the wheel is as thrilling as it should be. Speed. Let's talk speed because that's what gets the heart racing, right? Starting with the Civic Type R, this car is no slouch. At our test track, it hit 60 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds, which is seriously quick for a hatchback. It flew through the quarter mile in 13.5 seconds, reaching 106 miles per hour. But what's even more impressive is how it handled, circling our skid pad at 1.02 gravity, showing just how much grip this thing has. Now let's switch gears to the Porsche 718 Cayman GT4. This car is part of Porsche's elite GT family, and it's easy to see why. Powered by a 4.0-liter, naturally aspirated flat-six engine, it delivers a whopping 414 horsepower to the rear wheels through a PDK automatic transmission. It's one of the lightest and most agile Porsches out there, making it an absolute blast to drive. The GT4 rockets to 60 miles per hour in just 3.7 seconds and can reach a top speed of 188 miles per hour. And if you're into numbers, here's the lowdown. The GT4 can hit 199 miles per hour, do 0 to 100 miles per hour, and back to 0 in just 10.8 seconds, and delivers a maximum acceleration of 0.92 gravity. It's the kind of performance that makes you want to take it out on the open road and just let it fly. Pricing. Let's talk pricing for these standout cars in a way that's easy to digest. Starting with the 2024 Civic Type R, the sticker price begins at $44,795. Now, that might raise an eyebrow for a hatchback, but consider what you're getting: a 315 horsepower turbocharged engine, a 6-speed manual transmission, and a suspension that's tuned for performance. When you think about it, that price tag starts to look like a pretty good deal, especially for a car that sits at the top of the Civic lineup. On the other hand, we have the Porsche Cayman GT4, priced at approximately $105,000. This car sits in a class of its own, especially among mid-engined cars, and its driving experience is nothing short of extraordinary. If you're feeling adventurous with the options, you might consider the $2,500 PDK gearbox or the $7,000 carbon ceramic brakes. And if you're looking for the ultimate version, the GT4 RS, it's available for an additional $50,000, assuming you can secure a build slot. Finally, there's the Porsche 911 GT3, which comes with a steep price tag of around $175,000. The price has increased by about $10,000 since its 2021 launch, but that hasn't dampened demand. In fact, getting your hands on one might require a solid relationship with your Porsche dealer. These cars aren't just a thrill to drive, they're also great investments. If this 992-era GT3 ends up being the last of its kind, it's likely to become even more valuable over time. While financing is available, keep in mind that maintenance and running costs can make the financial side just as challenging as the list price itself. Main payoff. In a world rapidly shifting towards modern driving technologies, some cars still honor the essence of pure driving pleasure. The new Civic Type R, for example, clings to the classic hot hatch formula, delivering an experience that's more demanding yet far more rewarding than its modern rivals like the Golf GTI or R. Though its styling may not have the same impact as the GR Yaris, it's an absolute thrill to drive. Similarly, the Porsche Cayman GT4 is all about pure driving pleasure. Its incredibly responsive steering, perfect manual gearbox, and flawless handling make it a car that invites both beginners and seasoned drivers to push their limits. Despite some character being softened due to stricter emissions regulations, Porsche deserves admiration for keeping this car alive, and the GT4 remains an outstanding achievement. Lastly, the Porsche 911 GT3 continues to shine as a performance icon. Even in a world leaning towards digitalization and electrification, with its naturally aspirated engine and manual gearbox, the GT3 feels almost miraculous in today's automotive landscape. In uncertain times, it's reassuring that the GT3 remains as phenomenal as ever, a car so addictive you can't wait to drive it again. If you enjoyed this breakdown of some of the most exciting cars on the road today, don't forget to subscribe for more automotive insights and reviews.